can hear Sir David Attenborough in the background, and I'm very intrigued and a little peeved that I'm missing the film right now. We are joined by the founder of Plakortis, Tracey Edwards. Tracey, welcome.
Thank you very much, Dainalyn.
All right, so for people who don't know, can you tell us more about Plakortis and what it is all about?
Plakortis Earth Cafe is focused more on education, serving the underserved community. Because as you know, that we generally have a targeted population in Jamaica. NGOs will go to schools or maybe some communities, but Plakortis focuses on the underserved community. And it's education, it's resilience through education program. We do use the ESG approach as well as environmental pillars, most people are familiar with respect to pollution, energy, water, and climate change.
All right. So this makes you the perfect person to ask this question in terms of how can we use public education, community engagement to advance the goals of the BB&J Treaty?
Then it's so important that we focus on education because oftentimes, I mean, when you look at how we evolve through society, you would think that naturally when you look at the environment, you would say, okay, what is the importance of the natural resources around us? We do not think about it. Most people exist within a bubble, which is in this self-sustained element. And they use the resources, but they don't even know that the resources they're using, it matters how they use the resources. And so it's very important that we educate in order to get a response from people. Sometimes it's just that they do not know. So education is a core component. I've been involved with various projects from marine conservation and disaster mitigation for over 16 years. It always goes back to education. Persons are in awe, wow. What I like about it is the hands-on approach. Oftentimes when we educate, people are not able to touch and see. You got to appeal to people's interest. There's something in us that wants to, but if it doesn't pop, and if we use all these fancy words, they don't get it. But I always get an awe, and I suppose it's because of the type of engagement that we use. So we must educate in order to amplify the voices. We need to educate in order to get the policies to work. Because we can't say we need persons to come and
To like sign
on to these policies if they don't understand it.
Definitely.
And you assume they understand it. But I can tell you that if you approach a school of over 12, like 200 students, but you only have one class that you're going to, how do you educate the entire school? So we have to continue this education.
All right, right. Speaking of schools, you are the national coordinator for
the UNESCO, under UNESCO Ocean Literacy, the National Blue Schools Coordinator.
Right. So again, you spoke about the importance of education, and given this capacity that you also operate in, how can we know the million-dollar question that we always ask, how do we get young people engaged, especially too that you mentioned that the awareness of policy is important and a lot of people don't have the understanding. So how do you get young people to be interested not just in ocean conservation, but understanding the need or the importance of the policies that support ocean conservation?
I'm going to definitely start with the UNESCO Blue Schools. And most persons would not have even heard about Blue Schools, but the value of Blue Schools is that schools are able to sign on to be in a Blue School and receive their certification. We do that educational aspect with the school. We stay with the school and they're able to adopt a project. So the lead for the schools, whether the principal, core teacher, they would therefore, you work as a national coordinator, working with them to say what is it that they want to look at. And that theme can be with respect to pollution, it can be with respect to coral reefs, it goes whatever umbrella that the school wants to use a thematic area, and we work with the schools. So for me, that is one approach with respect to aligning for the SDGs and the national policies in ocean conservation.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Tracey. Well, I want to thank you for being here, and I want to thank you also for taking the time and sharing with us the importance of community engagement and public education as it relates to the issue of the protection and sustainable use of our marine ecosystems and ocean resources.
Dainalyn, I thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.